Gigi the Gadget Goddess, and I want to give you a week update on the Galaxy Fold 2. And I'm going to call it the Fold 2. We know it's the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2, but that's just a lot to say. I would like to say that I'm still excited about this phone, even though it's still very smudge-tastic, smudgealistic. Yeah. Still haven't gotten a case for it. I've canceled my case order to Samsung. I'll just wait for my speaking case to get here. But as for now, ta-da, this is what I'm using now. It is I'll leave a link in the description, but it is a waterproof padded case. Anytime my phone leaves this house, it is inside of here, zipped up, and in my purse. So I have no worries or concerns. Padded. Let's talk about the phone. Now, I will tell you, exploring, I've been through various wallpapers with this phone, but exploring the video wallpaper side of things, I really have found that video wallpapers on this phone are really nice. And I found out that inside is not the same as outside. By saying that, I mean when I set up my settings for this screen, it doesn't necessarily correlate with this screen. So, that being said, this has been a learning experience for me with this phone, especially like for somebody like me who hasn't had a Samsung device ever that had the Bixby button. Yes, it took me 5 minutes to learn how to turn off this phone. When you say why, the phone is defaulted that when you press the power button, that Bixby comes up. I have to go reset those, and let me show you how to do that. The first 50 million times I did this, I just came and pulled the screen down and there's a power button here. That's what I was using before. I learned that when you hold this button down, usually Bixby pops up. There's this little button down here at the bottom that says side key settings. So you go in there, and for double press now I have the camera set, and press and hold is, guess what? Turn the phone off. It's been so long since I had a flagship Samsung. So some of this might be elementary for y'all. Some of this might be, hey, we already knew that, Kimmy, kind of stuff, and that's fine. But for me, I use a lot of imports. I use a lot of Apple, and yeah. When I found out this screen operated completely separate from the other screen, I did have to learn that. Also, when I saw people starting an app here, like, for instance, let's start up YouTube. Shout out to Emily Baker. She's been doing her thing. Let me turn this volume down. So I'm going to open up Emily here. And to continue Emily out here, you see it automatically works. That's not something that works by default. You have to go into settings and turn that around. You go into display and you want to go down to continue apps on the outer screen. So you have to go in here and set up what apps you want to continue on the outer screen. I will tell you some don't continue on the outer screen. Instagram is one of those. Another thing that I don't typically do is I typically don't multitask. This phone has made me a multitasker on a phone. I have my Twitter, I have my YouTube, because those are two apps that I frequent. Like I really frequent. I'll take Facebook per se and put it over here in the corner. And so now I have 3 apps running. That's pretty freaking amazing, right? Like for all of the people that don't have a good long attention span, that's, I guess, good for you. Let's just say you're an overachiever. So let's say you want to add another. So you take the camera and drag it out here and bam, we've got 4 things going on at the same time. Isn't that amazing? Yoda, isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing, fellas? And if you really, really, really like that setup, you can hit these 3 buttons in the middle. And this little thingy on the side says, I want to make a shortcut for that. So I'm going to tap that again, make that shortcut, and bam. Now it's over here in the sides where it's like, oh, next time I'm feeling froggy and I want to open everything at the same time, just hit that button and bam, everything's back. Everybody wanted to multitask. That's the thing. I multitask with mostly 2. I can't really go over 2 because I get really focused on certain things. Another thing is everybody kept talking about one-handed mode. And I was like, one-handed mode probably isn't any different than it was on any other phone. Went to the App Store and you look up one-handed operation. Let's try that one. One-handed operation plus. It's by Samsung. Just wasn't included on the phone. And I have mine set up like I have my shortcuts over here, have my one-handed operation over here. So if I pull out just straight, you can program these how you want. It brings up my most recent apps. So instead of doing this number here and closing them all, I can just pull over from here. And so there I have all my most recent apps and I can close them all. I guess that just disappeared on its own. If I can't reach some things, it makes a, oh gosh, there it is. Here's my, you see my, well, can you see that little square down there? That's my little pad. And anything I can't reach on the other side of the screen, say I want to check the weather, it'll open it up for me. And when I want to get rid of the little pad here, there's an X here, and I just hit that and it's gone again. For my down swipe, I have the notification thing to come down, and yeah, that's kind of gimmicky. I could do it from anywhere on the page. But I just really didn't want to have a lot of things stored over here either. It's really highly customizable with the one hand operation plus. There's your settings screen. You can even do a left and a right. I just like having my shortcuts here, just not to confuse my brain. Then there's additional settings that you can set up. After you finish with your advanced settings, you can go in here and you can adjust touch width, swipe distance, like it's, and if you want it to vibrate when you actually do it. So that's nice, nifty. It makes one-handed operations so much easier. And, you know, it's not all over the place. Like, I know it's right here. Just brain memory for me. One finger's gonna do one thing and the other one's gonna do something else. So one thing I did have to get accustomed to is the fact that I can easily use the home screen. Like this home screen. For some reason, I've been programmed to use the LGs and they don't have anything out here other than notifications. And when I first started using this phone, that's how I was using it. I was using it for notifications only. And I was just like, you know what? I can actually use the apps out here. I mean, I scroll through Twitter, I fire up music, I do a lot of things with this outer screen. And it's wonderful. I use the outer screen more than I use the one on the inside. Can you believe that? I said, because I was thinking initially, it's going to be so tedious to have to always open up this phone to do something. You don't. You open up the phone, take in some movies. You want to see some YouTube out. Now, I prefer YouTube out here, but I will tell you, YouTube is not bad on the outer screen. I'm not bothered by it. YouTube is not offensive out here. It's fine. If I'm at work or somewhere, there's YouTube. I have additional screen protectors coming in matte. You know I'm a matte lady. I am going to replace. It's my phone. I can do what I like. Set up some things on Bixby. Can you believe that? I've set up some things on Bixby. I've never used Bixby a day in my life. But I do have certain settings that I've always had set on my imports, and a lot of the domestics didn't used to do this kind of stuff. Having my phone shut down at night, having it turn off and back on, like I give it a 30-minute window between 4 o'clock and 4:30 where my phone cuts off for 30 minutes and cuts back on. I ain't missing nothing between 4 and 4:30. I better not be missing much. But, you know, not having it sync and do things of that nature. I will tell you, I've charged this phone all of twice since I've had it. Now, yes, go ahead and say, you're carrying 3 phones. Okay, I decided to stop carrying 3 phones late in the week. So this is going to be a 2-day battery life for me because I carry 2 phones. It's probably not for a lot of people, but for me, I think I'm fine with it. I'm fine with the battery life. I'm fine with the display being at 60 hertz. My battery life improved so much once I turned adaptive off. So some of y'all might say, well, why'd you do that? The 120 hertz. for me, it makes not a big difference. And I didn't do that right from the beginning. I used it for a few days and was just like, I could probably get better battery life out of this thing if I turn this adaptive crap off. Yes, I call it crap. I want to give you an update, more or less telling you, yes, I've learned to close the screen without touching the screen. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to press in on the screen. You're supposed to either hit the hinge up. Yeah, you're supposed to hit the hinge or one of the bezels up, but not the screen. Don't touch the screen when you close it. And everybody's worried about my nails. We're good, people. I have the Z Flip. I'm good. I know how to handle the phone without getting my nails in the screen. But I'm going to wrap this up and say, hey, if you are into tech and you just wanted something that's going to give you a learning curve and a new experience, the Fold is a great phone. I don't really see anything else out there like it at the moment. I did want the Huawei, what is it called now? See, I even forgot. I did want the Huawei Mate XS. It just never came down in price. And I was just like, you know what? Instead of doing all that, let's try this Fold out. Let's give it a whirl. It folds in, you know. I wanted to try that whole fold out experience. But hey, it's not a bad look. We actually can work with this. We can do some things. When I first got the phone, I said this phone is not for somebody to use as their everyday, daily driver. I'd like to retract on that statement. I'm going to back up just a little bit and say, yes, I could totally see somebody using this as their daily driver. Why? Because you don't have to open it for everything. You open it when you need to open it, and when you don't need to open it, you use this bad boy out here. Now, that being said, until they get them doggone cases out for this phone, y'all be careful out there. This is not a $500 phone. This is a very expensive phone. Get you some protection or leave the phone at the house. I did leave the phone at the house quite a few days. When I went back to work, I said, I'm taking it. I had my case ready, waterproof, padded. If you ain't protecting your phone, do not take that phone out of the house. I did not shoot a video for my mount in the car because my mount that I got for the car is no longer for sale, and I figured that'd be like a tease to do a video for y'all on that, and you can't buy it. It's an awesome mount though, I will let you know that. I am keeping it. I'm keeping the phone, people. You don't have to ask me in the comments when I'm returning it. I'm not returning my Fold. This is quite a piece of work here. I'm still excited about it a week later, which is, I have a short attention span with a lot of things in my life. So after a week or two, yeah, you in there. You pretty good. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for checking my video out. Thanks to the new subs. I thank and welcome all of you. I hope you stick around. I hope you enjoy the content. And if there's anything you'd like to know about this phone or anything you'd like me to cover, let me know. Because I'm here for you on this one, because I'm trying to learn all of the things that I can learn about this phone, because it's a piece of technology that I can't wait to experience even further. Y'all have a great day. Stay blessed out there. And I'll catch you on the next one. Holla!